We are live as we travel the uphill road, coming to you from Black Bottom, number one Detroit. We thank God that we have survived and now have arrived at the last stop. Living with reality, truth, and consequences. Exciting yet thoughtful conversation, monologue, dialogue, dynamic guest, interviews. Most importantly, you, the listening audience. Live chat. Soon coming will be live call-in as we grow. Here at the last stop, we follow proven mathematical steps to its logical, biological, natural, commonsensical conclusion. Like 1 + 1 = 2, right? We all run like that. So Dems, Repubs, Christians, Jews, Muslim, Hindu, and who do you do? Why must we compete when we all say that we believe in peace? In peace. In peace. In peace. Well, all right now, unbuckle your seatbelts. You have arrived at the last stop. I'm your host and conductor, Mansa Bey.
Migrant exploitation has flourished because of the Biden administration and the Democrats who enabled them. It wasn't just the rapists arrested in that North Carolina case. Two Houston women, it's a Texas case, two Houston women who had posed as good Samaritans who rescued the girl from Bustia were also arrested, and they were charged with beating the girl and exploiting her for labor. Now, the details of the arrest warrant here are sickening. Tying her up with zip ties, forcing her to strip nude, bark like a dog, strangling the little girl with a belt. The stories go on and on. Thousands of migrant kids missing. Post-placement checks by the Biden administration never done.
Child's Call was reporting that grown men were coming into his room at night and they were touching him. Nothing happened with that call. That call went unanswered until this administration took office, went through those 65,000 calls, made follow-ups, conducted a welfare check, and now that child has been rescued and that sponsor has been arrested.
All of these victims were casualties of Biden and his open border, all forgotten by Democrats who only now pretend to care. So spare me your newfound concern for the children and start helping us end the ongoing abuse that your party's policies help facilitate. And that's the angle. Here with reaction.
Yes, you know, it's been very sad to see, but what else could we have expected? What did you expect to happen when Biden said, surge the borders and y'all just come on, just come? And everybody that was coming over had their Biden t-shirts on. We love Biden. You know, the country has been invaded. And it was an inside job. This is the last stop, and I'm your host and conductor, Mansa Bey AM. Living with reality, truth, and its consequences. I don't know what it's going to take, for us to, well, I do know what it's going to take. I don't want to, let me just stop right there. I do know what it's going to take. It's going to take the winds to blow a little bit harder on the dry bones in the valley. Yep, that's what it's going to take. So these two people here, Rowan Martin and Jasmine Crockett, and Roland Martin reminds me of the old comedy show. That's what he reminds me as, just a clown. But the attitude and the thing is always race, and it's always negative. Race, negative, and a narrative, and with a funny little, jolly little black man who gives a funny little face expressions. And then you have Jasmine Crockett, who just has a narrative. She runs her narrative down, and she says, right, she'll say something for a while, and then she's right, like, no, it's not right. Or what you're talking about, you're laying out a story full of assumptions. So when you listen to Jasmine Crockett, I want you to listen for just the assumptions. And I don't really hear numbers, actual facts. Not in a debate platform. You run off a number and just say that, the sky is blue and pink and red. But if there's nobody on the other side to say something else, well then, okay, that's the narrative that a lot of us take. And it is forced down our throats because it's force-fed. It's the propaganda. It's the machine. But my question would be to both of them, who are you pleading to? Who are you requesting justice from? I hasten to say that those whom you seek justice from or who you're pleading to don't care nothing about you.
Lines going, well, so-and-so's not too bad, whatever. We see the attacks on women, black women, people of color, all sorts of people. The right wing is losing their mind because of what happened on Tuesday. I mean, they just going crazy. They've been calling you ghetto, every name, everything, how you talking, everything. They don't care. The reality is the norms of politics that were there for so long are gone. Donald Trump has said, y'all don't worry about any of that. Say and do whatever you want because I got you.
I'm a black man. Okay, we know this. So but anyway, the smirk on this guy's face is just, to me, it irks me. He's like a Smurf or something,
Yeah, you're so right. It's interesting. When we did our field hearing in Chicago as it relates to ICE and what's going on there, under amazing leadership, might I add, we know that the mayor of Chicago, Brandon, has been doing an amazing job in defense of his people. But
wait a minute. I'm sorry. I had the Chicago mayor, she says, has been doing a fantastic job. How many Chicagoans have you heard are happy with Brandon Johnson? See, you have to understand that these people, these are some gatekeepers. They will lie directly to your face, just look you right dead in the eye and lie like Bill Clinton. I never had any sexual relations with that girl. And now, well, anyway, just listen to some more of this. See, she has to form her own narrative, right? That's her favorite word, right? She wants to make sure, right, that you understand that she's right and she's wrong. She's wrong.
I made sure to point out that a friend of mine who is currently federal law enforcement said to me that he always sees a shift in what takes place based upon the tone that is said at the top. So yes, we have a thug and a criminal who is a criminal more so because of his mindset. He obviously has convictions to go along with that, but it's more so his mind, right? There are people plenty of times that have gotten into trouble, but it was out of necessity, which we are going to see a spike in crime as this administration is saying, do not feed people. When it comes to...
Okay, here we go again. Right? She just speaks stuff like as matter-of-factually, and it's just matter-of-factually lie. Right? He's a criminal, not because of the law, she said, something like that, but because of his mind, his mindset. She's something else here.
I don't know, we want to call her fake ghettoism, she but black, the original woman is so creative. I mean, she can do anything like that there. But it's either you're going to use it for good or you're going to use it for mischief. And right now, she's a mischief maker, gatekeeper, so to speak.
Set a tone. He has set a tone that is disrespectful. He has set a tone that is completely in crime, as this administration is saying, do not feed people. When it comes to survival, people will survive, right? And so we are going to see these things, even though he claims to be about that life. But nevertheless, he has set a tone. He has set a tone that is disrespectful. He has set a tone that is completely ignoring the people that put him into office. And there is no coof about him, so to speak, right? And so you can sit there as prim and proper as you want to be and get steamrolled, or you can meet his energy and recognize that, like, you're not going to be the one to be played with, right? And you can fight back. And I think one of the reasons that he can't keep my name out of his mouth is
I'm going to have to, cut Miss Crooked, Jasmine Crooked, right? And I just want to say again, who are you talking to? Who are you appealing to? I'm a black woman. I'm a black man. Okay, we know this. So but anyway, the smirk on this guy's face is just, to me, it irks me. He's like a Smurf or something,
Yeah, you're so right. It's interesting. When we did our field hearing in Chicago as it relates to ICE and what's going on there, under amazing leadership, might I add, we know that the mayor of Chicago, Brandon, has been doing an amazing job in defense of his people. But
wait a minute. I'm sorry. I had the Chicago mayor, she says, has been doing a fantastic job. How many Chicagoans have you heard are happy with Brandon Johnson? See, you have to understand that these people, these are some gatekeepers. They will lie directly to your face, just look you right dead in the eye and lie like Bill Clinton. I never had any sexual relations with that girl.
When you look at, for example, the close relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, the Clinton family, and the Ehud Barak Israeli Labor Party, it is patently clear that if the Central Intelligence Agency and the State Department were to do a sweep of all of their files, communications, records, a simple name trace of Jeffrey Epstein's name, the voluminous scale of the documentation, I think, would be enormous. The State Department rented out a physical property to Jeffrey Epstein personally in the 1990s. You and I can't just get the State Department as our personal landlord after seizing a mansion from the government of Iran. To say nothing of Epstein's work during Iran-Contra with both the U.S. and Israeli side of intelligence through the Adnan Khashoggi link, or through what was being done in the 1990s between Bill Clinton and Ehud Barak when he was the prime minister there, to Jeffrey Epstein setting up the Clinton Global Initiative, and she goes on to be Secretary of State. For some reason, they are not pursuing this lead, and it is maddening to watch from the outside.
Damn.
Funny, Khashoggi came out there.
Bondi, what are you guys doing?
In the White House today.
You need to be prosecuted right now.
Here. This is Trump on Epstein when he was questioned about this in the Oval Office today.
As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick fucker. But I guess I'm turned out to be right. But you know what turns out? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people.
And he, of course, is exactly right.
Now, where does this go from here? The question will remain, will the Department of Justice release all the information? Will a judge in New York release the information? Will the CIA release the information? And will foreign governments release their information? Or will this continue after this vote today be a cover-up? A cover-up of the rich, powerful elites that bond together in sex and human trafficking abuse and all types of global business that enriches them but never serves Americans. The American people will know, and the victims, actually the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein, will know because they know the list of names. And I remain dedicated to my promise to read those names here on the House floor if those women ever find them in a place that it needs to be done. I yield back to Mr.
Gentleman from Georgia yields back. Gentleman from
There you go.
Wow. Marjorie Taylor Greene. See, I agree with her 100% there. 100%. Now I would like to see what Jasmine Crockett's view is right there. You know, they're good when they're slinging that kind of catfighting thing, but these are things that are really important to society. Yes.
Again, I've talked about it before. You got to just be able to accept that, like, we're never going to get the truth about certain things. Whether it's Jeffrey Epstein or the pipe bomber, it's best just to take what we know, the context of what we know, and just fill in the blanks for yourself and understand that there's no way you're ever going to get total confirmation. From my reading of the situation, the FBI planted the pipe bomb. CIA planted the pipe bomb. Somebody with knowledge of what was planned for January 6th planted those pipe bombs as the excuse to clear out the Capitol ahead of the planned riot. The Democrats on the recent shutdown effect for the vast majority of Americans, and none of them matter if you are just setting us up to deliver this wonderful economy. You're going to deliver this peaceful world into the hands of the psychopaths that spent the last 4 years throwing all of our friends in prison when they never committed a crime, and charging you for crimes that they made up and pulled out of their butts and decided to invent in order to go after you. None of it matters if they're able to get back in charge and reignite the oppression and the abuse from the government that they did before you got into office. None of this matters. This is like a football team bragging about all of their stats, but they never put points on the board. It doesn't matter if you have the longest, the most skilled kicker if you never put up a field goal. It doesn't matter if you have the number one passing yards and the number one sacks and the number one forced turnovers on fourth down if you never get in the end zone to win a game. It doesn't matter. Great, brag about it all you want. If you don't win the game, if you don't put points on the board, which in our case would be Democrats in prison, then nothing else matters. All you're doing is setting up a brilliant, lovely economy for them to destroy as they throw all of us in prison despite having never committed a crime. Because when they do commit crimes, you will not do anything but piss them off and bitch about it online. We elected you to do something. Why won't you do anything ever? God damn it!
Anyway, I want to say, now, where we at? Here, there, yeah, yes. That is why I really like Harrison Smith. This guy, the way he thinks and the way he presents his case, the way he lays it out, his technique, his thinking, I guess, and the way he puts things, the way he couches it, is. I really do like the way he couches his information. He puts it out there, and I not rarely do you ever see him get animated like that. But anyway, that's an excellent way to close out this year. I hadn't planned on doing any recording today. of myself. I've been doing editing, all just editing, and beforehand was to get this out today, but I seen this on the screen and I just had to add it, and I said this is an excellent way to close out this here, close out the show. So again, I am Mansa Bey, AM, your conductor and host. This is the last stop. Living with reality, truth, and its consequences. Until the next time, I pray it is very soon. And again, I always have to dedicate this information to my children. I send it out to them particularly, individually. I send it to them so that, again, I don't relinquish my fatherly duties as a guide, no matter how old I get, no matter how old they get. The duty of father never stops until life itself stops. So with that, peace be with you, and until the next time.